So then guys, I got you great news about the next design of the MacBook Pro that we could actually be getting a touchscreen finally added to the model. So that's right, I've got a leak today what I want to tell you about saying that the next MacBook Pro is going to be the first ever touchscreen one enabled. And in fact, actually, I want to tell you about a total of 6, that's right, 6 new upgrades and features that are going to be coming to this next generation of the MacBook Pro after the likes of the M5 MacBook Pro series. And let's begin then straight away with this touchscreen leak that we've had in. So Ming-Chi Kuo has actually come along here and said that we are finally going to be getting a touchscreen MacBook Pro. A lot of you guys have been crying out for one for years. And obviously we've had the likes of, say, iPads with touchscreens, and so many of you are going, well, why can't they just put that inside of a MacBook Pro? Well, it looks like after multiple years, your prayers have finally been answered, and that is, it looks like the next generation of the MacBook Pro is going to have touchscreen enabled in it. Now, the great thing is, what I think here is the likes of, say, iPadOS 26 and the likes of macOS 26, you could actually understand where this is coming from. Remember with iPadOS 26 right now, it looks very similar to the likes of macOS 26. They added those new window modes, and obviously you can use your fingernail to minimize, enlarge, and things like this. And I can imagine that this kind of ability could be shared over to the likes of the MacBook Pro now. It makes a lot more sense because beforehand it just didn't, with also the little buttons and things like this would be very, very small. This is going to be great to see how Apple are going to do this, because I reckon they're not just going to do it like any other kind of Windows laptop out there. I think they're going to make special modes exactly designed for macOS. I don't think you're going to get things like a virtual keyboard popping up or anything like that, because you've got the physical keyboard. But I do believe what they're going to do with this is that there will be abilities that you can use, and maybe you might even be able to use the likes of, say, the Apple Pencil Pro with this too, what would be absolutely amazing to see. So this is the first big leak that we're talking about today, is that we are going to be getting that touchscreen enabled. But then it gets even better than this for this next design of the MacBook Pro. We've also been told that we are finally going to get an OLED display, and most likely it's going to be a tandem OLED display put inside of this MacBook Pro. And if you've used a tandem OLED on the likes of, say, the iPad Pro, you will know how amazing this display is. It is probably the best mobile device OLED display I have ever seen. And for this to come over to replace the mini LED that we currently have in the current MacBook Pros, this is going to be great to see. It's going to look absolutely gorgeous, I am sure. But then it gets even better than this. We are going to get a whole new design for the MacBook Pro. Do remember when we have the likes of the M5 MacBook Pros, when they come out, that will be the 5th generation that we've had this current design that we have right now. And Apple likes to keep their designs for about 5 years or so, or 5 generations or so with the MacBook Pro line. So it is due a refresh. And especially that we can get OLED technology now, it is cheaper to get your hands on it. And also that Apple Silicon is doing far better now. It looks like we could get an even slimmer design with this. And the reason why it could be slimmer is, do remember just very recently we just had the Apple event, well, with the iPhones, where we had that vapor chamber introduced. Now you can imagine having a vapor chamber and also fans that are thinner inside of a MacBook Pro. That is going to help out really, really well here. And you can see why Apple could make the MacBook Pro thinner, but yet still keep the cooling really, really great inside of it. Because essentially what the A19 Pro is, it's just a smaller version of an M chip, what exists right now. The M chip has just more cores inside of it. So you can imagine, like I said, vapor chamber, and then also the likes of fans as well. It's going to be brilliant. The cooling should actually be sorted, and throttling shouldn't be that bad inside of it. In fact, it'll be better than what we have with the current generation right now. And then after this, for the 4th big upgrade we've heard about, is that finally it looks like Apple's ideas of a notch are going to be completely ditched in the screen. We are likely going to get, say, a hole punch camera, as you can see from this leak right here. So that means we won't have this big intruding notch at the top. Well, again, I just don't understand why Apple did this. I thought by now, if they were going to keep the notch for, say, Face ID, it would have got introduced by, say, the M2 MacBook Pros or the M3 at the very latest, and it never came. So why to put a notch in it? I just do not know why. There was no point in this whatsoever. So it looks like it is going, and it's going to go to a hole punch camera in the screen this time, and this is going to be brilliant to see that we'll have even more viewing space this time around. And if you love the idea of a tandem OLED device, well, maybe you should check out the giveaway we're doing on this channel. I am giving away an iPad Pro M4 13-inch, what has that tandem OLED display inside of it, what's looking likely to come inside of the MacBook Pro. And I'm giving this away to one lucky subscriber at the end of September time. So we're literally just talking a couple of weeks away from now when I'm giving this away. It is not long at all until this is actually happening. And the great thing is that this iPad Pro has been specced up a fair bit. It actually has inside of it 1 terabyte of storage. So that means then you actually get 16 gigabytes of RAM, and as I like to call it, the full fat M4 chip. So the 10-core CPU and the 10-core GPU inside of this. And then not only this as well, it's also the cellular version. So you can take it out and about and get connectivity there. And like I said, I'm giving it away to one lucky subscriber on this channel. And all you have to do is just do 2 things to enter in. The first thing is just put down in the comments below of what technology gear you're hoping to get in 2025. Maybe it's going to be a new MacBook Pro, maybe it's going to be a new iPad Pro, maybe it's got nothing to do with Apple whatsoever. It could be, say, a Nintendo Switch 2 or something else. Just let me know in the comments below. Now, the second part of the giveaway is happening very soon, and that is I'll be making a video on this channel giving you even more details about the iPad Pro giveaway, including a form to fill in too, and also when I do the live stream to give it away, and you won't want to miss out on that. So what you need to do is make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because you won't want to miss out on that video. Plus you also want to be a subscriber, because obviously I'm giving this away to a subscriber. The last thing I just want to say to you guys is that sadly there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating me, tending to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore these people, or better still, like here, please do report them. So moving on, there's 2 more great features that you need to know about this next design of the MacBook Pro. You know how I just spoke about in the sponsor that it was a cellular version of the iPad Pro? Well, guess what? The MacBook Pro looks like it's also going to be getting cellular built into it. That's right, this will be the first MacBook ever to have connectivity. It's probably going to have an eSIM capability inside of it. So most likely, do you know that brand new C1X chip and the N1 chip that we got introduced inside the likes of, say, the iPhone Air? Well, this is probably going to be coming to this next generation of this MacBook Pro. And even by that point, we may even have, say, the C2 or the C2X or the N2 chip by then. You get the idea. This is coming along to the next generation. So this means if you're out and about, you don't have to use Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi. You don't have to use, say, hotspotting from your phone. You don't have to do any of that. You could just use an eSIM built right into your MacBook Pro. And this is going to be incredible and a game changer for people who love doing content creation, grabbing things from the internet, out and about. This is going to help out so much, having an eSIM built into your MacBook Pro. And then finally, the last big update we've heard about for these next generations of the MacBook Pro is that we're going to get the M6 chip inside of it. Now, this is a given because obviously we're getting the M5 next and it'll be the M6. But what makes this different is that the M6 chip is likely to be Apple's and also TSMC, who makes these chips, first 2 nanometer chip. And because of this, this means that all the transistors and everything are going to be even more compact together, and that efficiencies are going to be even better. This means even better battery life with the potential of this. And you remember I was talking about that vapor chamber earlier? Well, if you're afraid of it getting hotter because everything's even more closer together, well, that will be helping out. Plus also the fact of also fans inside of a MacBook Pro 2 is really going to be beneficial here. With having a 2nm process, it means Apple could push the bar even further. We could see the kind of sort of jump that we got from, say, M3 to M4 between M5 to M6. It's going to be a bigger jump, because I personally think that the M4 to M5 is not going to be the biggest jump out there, but M5 to M6 will be even better. And especially with this better cooling system, they could definitely clock up those chips even better here with its gigahertz for the efficiency cores, performance cores, GPU cores, and the neural cores. So this is great news to hear with it. Now, the last question you're going to be asking is, when are we going to get our hands on this new MacBook Pro with touchscreen, OLED, new design, and everything else that we've covered today? Well, we've been hearing from leaks that it's probably going to be happening at the end of 2026 or early 2027. So I would be saying look towards around this time next year when we're going to get that. So it's probably going to be kind of October, maybe November time, or it could actually get delayed out to, say, the springtime in 2027. So kind of maybe March or April time around there. But either way, on this journey now for these new MacBook Pros, I'll be keeping you guys alert of all the leaks and rumors that we're hearing about it. But on that note, guys, are you looking forward to this next generation of the MacBook Pro with a brand new design and everything? Well, let me know in the comments below if you are. And also on that note as well, guys, if you've enjoyed watching this video, please do press the like button. As always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews, and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.